Arya Ali was born and raised in Guyana and received her early education within the national school system. She attended Sacred Heart Primary School and later St. Joseph High School, institutions that emphasize academic discipline and civic responsibility. These formative years exposed her to Guyana's social diversity and the disparities that exist across regions and communities. From an early stage, she demonstrated an interest in understanding how economic systems and governance structures affect everyday life, an interest that later guided her academic and professional choices. She pursued tertiary education at the University of Guyana, where she earned a degree in economics. This academic focus provided her with foundational knowledge in development economics, public finance, and policy analysis, areas that would later inform her approach to social programs and advocacy. Please subscribe as dive in. Following her undergraduate studies, she continued her academic development by obtaining a postgraduate diploma in developmental studies, further deepening her understanding of poverty alleviation, social equity, and sustainable development frameworks. She later enrolled in an International Masters in Business Administration program at the University of the West Indies, expanding her exposure to leadership, strategic management, and global development perspectives. These academic pursuits were complemented by professional experience in the public sector, most notably her service at the Guyana Revenue Authority. In this role, she gained practical insight into state administration, institutional accountability, and the operational side of governance. This experience distinguished her entry into public life, as she approached national service with familiarity rather than abstraction. When Arya Ali became First Lady in 2020, Guyana was undergoing a period of political transition and economic transformation. The country had just concluded a prolonged and closely scrutinized electoral process and was simultaneously entering a new phase of development driven by emerging oil and gas revenues. From the outset, she signaled that her role would be active and purpose-driven. Rather than adopting a distant or purely ceremonial posture, she emphasized accessibility, community engagement, and service. Early public statements reflected a commitment to national unity and social responsibility, and she quickly began visiting communities across the country, including rural and hinterland areas that are often underrepresented in national life. Although the First Lady holds no elected office, Arya Ali's influence has been distinctly political in its impact. Her initiatives have aligned closely with national development priorities and have contributed to shaping public discourse around inclusion, equity, and social responsibility. One of her most significant areas of engagement has been women's empowerment. Recognizing that gender inequality remains a persistent barrier to development, she has consistently advocated for policies and programs that promote women's economic independence and social dignity. Her work has addressed both practical and structural challenges faced by women, particularly those from low-income and vulnerable backgrounds. A central component of this advocacy has been her focus on menstrual health and hygiene. Period poverty has long affected school attendance and educational outcomes for girls, especially in rural and hinterland regions. Under her leadership, large-scale initiatives were implemented to distribute sanitary products to school-aged girls and to provide education aimed at reducing stigma around menstruation. These programs reached tens of thousands of students nationwide and were designed to ensure that girls could attend school consistently and with dignity. This initiative placed an often overlooked issue firmly within the national development agenda. Beyond health and education, Arya Ali has also supported women's economic empowerment through entrepreneurship and business development. Her office has facilitated business grants and support programs for women entrepreneurs, particularly those operating small and medium-sized enterprises. These initiatives emphasized sustainability and independence, framing entrepreneurship not as charity, but as a pathway to long-term economic stability. By linking financial support with mentorship and training, these programs sought to create lasting impact rather than short-term relief. Another defining aspect of Arya Ali's tenure has been her advocacy for persons with disabilities. She has consistently approached disability not as a matter of charity, but as an issue of rights, access, and inclusion. Her public engagements and initiatives have emphasized the need for equal opportunity in education, employment, healthcare, and public life. This approach aligns with Guyana's legislative framework on disability rights and has contributed to increased national and international attention on inclusive development. One of the most notable outcomes of this advocacy has been the establishment of centers focused on equity, opportunity, and innovation for persons with disabilities. These centers were designed to provide skills training, employment opportunities, and entrepreneurial support, enabling participants to contribute actively to the economy. By creating spaces where persons with disabilities are producers rather than passive recipients of assistance, these initiatives represented a significant shift in how inclusion is operationalized in Guyana. Child welfare has remained another central focus of her work. Recognizing the vulnerability of institutionalized children, she launched and expanded the Adopt an Orphanage initiative, a structured program designed to provide comprehensive support to orphanages across the country. This initiative addressed healthcare, education, nutrition, and emotional well-being, ensuring that children in institutional care received sustained and coordinated assistance. Rather than relying solely on donations, the program emphasized long-term engagement and accountability, involving both public institutions and private partners. In addition to social welfare, Arya Ali has also contributed to national development through the National Beautification project. This initiative focused on revitalizing public spaces, such as parks, recreational areas, and community grounds across Guyana. These projects were designed to promote environmental awareness, physical well-being, and social cohesion. By transforming neglected spaces into accessible community assets, the initiative reinforced the idea that national development includes quality of life, not only economic growth. Her work has also extended to animal welfare, reflecting a broader philosophy of compassion and responsibility. Through fundraising efforts and public advocacy, she has supported animal shelters and rescue initiatives, reinforcing the notion that humane treatment and social ethics are interconnected. Throughout her tenure, Arya Ali's leadership style has been characterized by restraint, consistency, and focus. She has generally avoided partisan rhetoric and has framed her initiatives in terms of national interest rather than political alignment. Her approach has emphasized partnerships with government agencies, the private sector, and civil society, recognizing that sustainable development requires collective effort. Looking to the future, Arya Ali's role is likely to remain influential as Guyana continues its transformation. Areas with potential for further development include expanded economic inclusion programs, greater attention to mental health as a public issue, deeper engagement with climate resilience and environmental education, and increased regional cooperation on social policy. There is also growing scope for institutionalizing the initiatives she has championed, ensuring that they endure beyond her tenure as First Lady. Arya Ali's journey illustrates how the office of the First Lady can function as a meaningful platform for national development when guided by purpose and discipline. Her work has consistently emphasized dignity, access, and opportunity, reflecting a belief that progress must be inclusive to be sustainable. As Guyana continues to evolve, her contribution stands as an example of how leadership rooted in service can shape not only policy outcomes, but the social conscience of a nation. Please subscribe for more.